Hello everyone, welcome to this eye-opening video about the rising tide of cybercrime in Spain and the valuable lessons banks can learn from the recent Santander data breach. Today, we'll dive deep into the details of the breach, examine the implications for financial institutions, discuss strategies to avoid scams, and explore modern solutions to counter the ever-evolving threat of cyber attacks. Let's get started. The Santander data breach. What happened? Spain recently made headlines when Santander, one of the largest multinational banks, suffered a major data breach. Here are the key facts. The incident: hackers gained unauthorized access to a Santander database hosted by a third-party provider. Shiny hunters. The hacker group claimed responsibility, boasting a haul that included account details of 30 million people, 6 million account numbers and balances, 28 million credit card numbers, HR data of Santander staff. Bank's assurance. Santander stated that transactional data or credentials allowing unauthorized online banking were not compromised. However, the breach still left millions vulnerable to scams and fraud. This breach highlights the vulnerabilities even global banking giants face in today's digital age. The bigger picture: cybercrime in Spain. Cybercrime in Spain is on the rise, growing by 25.5% in 2023. Shockingly, online fraud schemes account for 90% of these crimes. Here's a closer look at the trends. Phishing epidemic. Spain ranks second in Europe for phishing attacks. 94% of Spanish organizations were targeted in 2022. Fraud attacks. Fraud increased by 117% in 23, with losses exceeding $240 million. A 14.3% rise in online fraud was recorded in the first quarter of 2024 alone. Targeting the vulnerable. Scams among seniors over 65 surged by 78% between 2019 and 2022. Andalusia, with 43% of its population lacking basic digital skills, became a hotspot for fraud, experiencing a 43% increase in attacks. These statistics paint a grim picture of the challenges Spanish institutions and citizens face in combating cybercrime. The scam-related implications of the Santander breach. While Santander assured customers their online banking credentials were safe, the stolen data still poses significant risks. Let's break this down. Social engineering. Scammers can use the stolen data to craft convincing pretexts, such as pretending to be bank representatives, authorized push payment, APP, fraud. Victims are tricked into transferring money to fraudsters' accounts. Common methods include phishing, voice phishing, and impersonation fraud. Europol. Warning: in June 2024, Europol reported that fraudsters in Spain defrauded elderly victims of EUR 2.5 million using social engineering techniques. This growing trend of fraud underscores the urgent need for stronger defenses. How to avoid falling victim to scams. With scams on the rise, it's crucial to know how to protect yourself. Here are practical tips to help individuals and businesses avoid falling victim to cybercriminals. Verify the source. Never trust unsolicited calls, emails, or messages claiming to be from your bank. Always verify the identity of the sender by contacting the bank directly using official contact details. Protect your personal information. Avoid sharing sensitive details like account numbers, passwords, or PINs over the phone or online unless you initiate the contact. Enable two-factor authentication, 2FA. Strengthen account security by enabling 2FA, which requires an additional verification step. Stay alert for phishing attempts. Look out for red flags like generic greetings, urgent language, or suspicious links in emails and messages. Monitor account activity. Regularly check your bank statements and account activity for unauthorized transactions. Educate vulnerable groups. Teach seniors and other vulnerable individuals about common scams and how to recognize them. Use secure networks. Avoid accessing sensitive accounts or making financial transactions over public Wi-Fi. Report suspicious activity. If you suspect fraud, report it to your bank and local authorities immediately. By following these steps, you can significantly reduce the risk of falling victim to scams. How banks are fighting back. Spanish banks recognize the severe consequences of fraud and are stepping up their efforts to combat it. Here are some of the strategies. Collaboration. Santander, BBVA, and CaixaBank launched FrauDfense, a joint anti-fraud initiative. This alliance focuses on sharing fraud-related data and countermeasures while maintaining confidentiality. Modern technologies, behavioral intelligence platforms like ThreatMark are game changers. These systems analyze user behavior, such as login patterns and transaction habits, to detect anomalies in real time. AI and machine learning. Advanced fraud detection systems assess multiple factors beyond transactions, offering up to 70% better detection rates compared to traditional methods. Customer awareness campaigns. Banks are running awareness campaigns to educate customers about identifying and avoiding scams. The role of behavioral intelligence in fraud prevention. Behavioral intelligence is revolutionizing fraud detection by focusing on how users interact with digital platforms. Here's how it works. Behavioral patterns. The system tracks login frequency, navigation preferences, transaction habits, and even typing dynamics. Real-time analysis. By analyzing these patterns, behavioral intelligence platforms can identify unusual behavior and flag potential fraud. Integration with other tools. Combining behavioral data with transaction and device analysis enhances detection capabilities. Platforms like ThreatMark offer detailed insights into fraud patterns, enabling banks to improve defenses and share valuable information with industry peers. Lessons for banks worldwide. The Santander breach and Spain's cybercrime statistics offer valuable lessons for banks globally. Strengthen third-party oversight. Many breaches, like Santander's, originate from vulnerabilities in third-party providers. Invest in AI and behavioral intelligence. Modern threats require modern solutions that can adapt to evolving fraud tactics. Educate customers. Banks must empower clients with knowledge about phishing, impersonation fraud, and other scams. Collaborate across industries. Initiatives like FrauDfense demonstrate the power of collective action in combating cybercrime. Call to action. As we've seen, the battle against cybercrime is far from over, but with collaboration, innovation, and vigilance, we can protect our financial systems and the people who rely on them. To banks, adopt advanced fraud detection tools and prioritize customer education. To consumers, stay alert to phishing attempts and never share sensitive information with unverified sources. To regulators, foster collaboration among institutions to create a united front against cybercrime. Let's work together to create a safer digital world. Thank you for watching this deep dive into Spain's cybercrime problem and the lessons banks can learn from the Santander data breach. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Together, we can raise awareness and drive change. See you in the next video.